I'll be honest, I didn't remember that I was on the layer. I thought that I was still hidden. Kinda like this. But here we are. Worshipping time. Oh wait, you didn't say worshipping, you said Worshing time. Is that like time, but like the Worcestershire sauce version? What is that, like season time? Imagine seasoning time. You know, if you think about it, the season of time is, it's entertainment. If you're having fun, then that's the seasoning of your time. Anyway, while the rest of my coffee from this morning kicks in, boop. And now we can go back to your regularly scheduled, whatever music you want to put on for yourself. So I think we read this last week. Pretty sure we did. Oh, and the chum bucket too. Wait a second. So our employer is Mr. Krabs, right? Why is he paying us to clean his competitor's store? I guess we'll start with a sign, because why not? If I'm not talking a lot, it's because I just ate. I woke up and I was like, do I do I eat and have to suffer that for mucus just gets stuck in my throat for like ever? Hi! I was not expecting that. So anyway, do I suffer mucus getting stuck in my throat and me not being able to talk properly? Or do I just go hungry and basically eat like 5 chips and that was my meal for the day? I chose the former. What are you doing washing down the Krusty Krab? You should be helping me, you incorrigible nitwit. Krab started by covering my chum bucket with a complex array of dirty circles. Would he have said that if I had started with his place? Can I restart the level? Because I want to check that out. Please, I'll pay you. Okay, can I restart? That doesn't sound like plankton. I meant to go to the menu. I mean, who knows? Maybe he developed a conscience. Gotta grab the second family. Can't speak today. Can I, like, start over? Gotta grab the secret formula. That's what you meant to say. Formula. I don't know why I'm hyper fixated on trying to restart this so I could see if he says the same thing. But like I am. The formula, Mr. Squidward. Gosh darn it, Squidward. Oh yeah, for some reason it doesn't show that the Halloween house is, like, done. Okay, so it'll reset this if I go to, like, the Halloween house or something. I'll do that real quick. Oh no, that restarts the whole DLC. Unfortunately, I don't want to do that. Just this level. Did I glimpse a Wallace and Gromit something or other? Yeah, they have a Wallace and Gromit DLC. Okay, so we can't restart this level without resetting the entire, like... Without resetting the whole DLC. That sucks. I guess we'll do the chum bucket first, see if he says anything different. I feel like it would have said the same thing, but, like... It just would have been more weird. They're not expecting you to handle the chum bucket first. But yeah, they got Alice's Adventures. We already did Shrek. They got Wallace and Gromit, Warhammer 40k, Back to the Future, Midgar, and Tomb Raider. I'm personally most excited about the Warhammer and the Midgar, but that's just me. Me and my little sci-fi head. Honestly, I thought you'd be more excited about the Back to the Future, because we get to clean the DeLorean, probably. Back to the Future to play Star Wars. The Mandalorian driving the DeLorean. Is it DeLorean or DeLorean? Is there an I in that? I don't know. I've never seen the movies. I really should. Is there more than one? I know that there's a Doc Brown and a Marty McFly, though. DeLorean. Okay, so there's not an I, but there's an E. Okay. And there's 3. Wow, that was popular. Makes me want to see it even more. See what all the hubbub is about. The third movie is very meh. Why is it when it comes to like movies and video games, it's like the third is usually a hit or miss. It either ruins the whole series or it's like the best thing ever. Like Resident Evil 3, for example, was an absolute classic and spawned an entire like horror villain. And he only appeared, as far as I know, in one game. Not everything can be Return of the King. Is that a Lord of the Rings reference? You know what the best part is? Never saw that either. Yeah, third Lord of the Rings book movie is Return of the King. Was the third, like, really good? Because from what you're telling me, it sounds like it was, like, one of the better ones. It's kind of like Star Wars. A lot of people consider the Clone Wars or the Phantom Menace to be, like, whatever. But a lot of people agree that Revenge of the Sith was the best Star Wars. Maybe not, like, as good as the fourth, but, like, out of the first three, like, chronologically, not in the order they were released, because Star Wars is weird, it's one of the better ones. My personal favorite movie is the second because it has the angry trees. Is that the only reason? Because it has angry wood? Someone please make an adult film and call it Angry Wood. I will pay you. The Hobbit trilogy, on the other hand, is trash. Is that like a common opinion, or is that like a heated discussion? Common opinion, I think it's not well regarded. Oh, is it like getting absolutely clowned on Rotten Tomatoes? Because that'd be pretty funny, honestly. Blonk. I'll be honest, though. I think that a lot of movies are going to need their flops. Because if every movie was good, what is the point of good? So you gotta have some people just make absolute trash movies for the good ones to actually shine. It's like the whole concept of you can't, if you never have pain, you don't know what it's like to be, like, comfortable, I guess. Hello, Maddie! Welcome! I'm a fish cleaning underwater structures. Welcome to PowerWash Simulator. If I fell into a deep fryer, would I have fish sticks?
Hello, I'm happy to see you.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Always appreciated. Ladder underwater. Yeah, what is a pool underneath here? That's like water. That's underwater. Wait. What if you power wash a pool? Then you're watering the underwater water. You're welcome for the brain aneurysm. Brain hurts. Stop it. Sally. I just try to do the funny. Hey, it still made more sense than, like, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stands. It's me, a femboy, a femmari. I feel like that's a word I don't understand. Effemity? Aficionado? I assure you, a power washer will work underwater just as well as in dry land. Pretty sure, at least. If it's waterproof, yeah, probably. I mean, it's just pressurized water. Pressurized water will work pretty much anywhere. As long as it's still, like, can push pressure out the nozzle. And stuff. It's my username, Effemity, but misspelled to be funny. Oh. Okay. I was going to assume that you misspelled it. Simply because the regular spelling was too vanilla and you wanted to spice things up. Well, welcome to the stream, Maddie. Wednesdays we're playing PowerWash Simulator, and or after we're done with this DLC, I'm going to start with Resident Evil 6, which apparently is like regarded as one of the lesser Resident Evils. I don't know why. And then we're going to play on Sundays Dark Souls. The first one, remastered. First time playthrough, by the way. So, you know, if that's your flavor of fun things and you like me saying random stuff and talking to people and you guys and stuff, definitely stop by. It'll be fun. I hope it'll be fun. Went by Mass. Gross, no twang, but Maddie! Mwah! Art! Cute ass name, but people withholding the name isn't cute, so don't mix it up. That's why I called you Maddie. Yeah, Maddie is like the cuter version, honestly. There's also some girls that I went to high school with that were named Maddie, so like... It's also an androgynous name, which is like even cuter. So you're definitely onto something there. High school is for the punished. If you mean it's hell, then yes, I agree. I'm not sure which was worse. Getting up that early or teachers expecting us to stay up for their lectures when we're getting up that early. Yeah, might as well look at the top of the roof. The top of the roof, yes. I guess the bottom does exist. High school happened in the previous century for me. Honestly, if I do end up hitting affiliate, I am gonna put an Unk status as a as an emote you can use. Just because I think it's honestly gonna be funny. For me, high school wasn't in the previous century, but it was a decent while ago, and it's just kind of like, I forgot a lot of it. I remember standing outside of my Algebra 2 classroom and trying to unlock a setting on my phone because I didn't know what it was, and it turns out that it was the last 4 digits of my cell number, and I ended up trying like over 2,000 times to try to unlock it. It didn't have a lockout period, so I was just out there for like, I want to say 2 weeks straight. Not like straight, like I was just sitting there, but 2 weeks of waiting while I was waiting for first period and trying to unlock it. I put down the last number I tried as a notepad, and then I would go into class. Try again the next day. I don't know why I remembered that. I'm saying high school is hell, though I've never been to high school because my middle school extended the grades, and then I reached the age to drop out, so I did because personal reasons. That's fair. And honestly, GEDs exist, and as long as you're like somewhat knowledgeable about like a lot of stuff, you can just get a GED pretty easily. And it's pretty much the same thing for like employment reasons, so no one's gonna care. Though I will admit that there's a lot of teachers that make it very difficult to want to stay in school. And it's those teachers specifically that I don't remember anything from. If I didn't get a GED, I wouldn't be able to get a job. That's fair. It's usually like a minimum requirement. Misdiagnosed schizophrenia in public schools, bad mix. Yeah, if, I feel like a lot of misdiagnoses it's just not a good thing, and we're getting better. But we still have a ways to go. Especially when it comes to mental health. I was forced to get an actual high school diploma, but that's my parents. The scariest thing is when I was going for up for my high school diploma, a kid couldn't handle like the stress of it all and like actually passed out before he could walk up. Felt bad for him. Imagine working that hard to go up the stage and you can't because of an anxiety attack. My mental health is dead. You and every millennial and Gen Z out there. Honestly. It's just there in a body bag. No, I hear you. I hear you. I could tell you that there's, like, ways to improve it, but, like... everyone's different. For some people, it's the option of going to IKEA and getting a shark plushie. For others, there's less healthy ways that they cope. But I wouldn't know, because I went to IKEA and I got a shark plushie, so... that certainly helped. Also helps me sleep as well. Blaha sharks. It's actually pronounced Blohai. Apparently. Yeah, the nearest IKEA was like, I want to say an hour and a half away. So I drove that whole distance just to get shark plushies. The mystical Blohai. It was worth it. There's an IKEA about 4 miles down the road west of me. Lucky you! You can, on God, just, like, get furniture and then drive home with it, like, in no time. And still get, like, a hot pizza or something. They also sell food for a reasonable price, so... kinda jealous. I mean, I wouldn't go there as, like, a destination for, like... you know, we want to go out to eat. Let's all go to the IKEA for food. But if it's there, it's good. I want one, but Texas only has like 2 IKEAs. That's kind of funny, honestly. You should tell Texas to like get more IKEAs, or tell IKEA to open up more in Texas. I think you can also order them online. So Mr. Krabs thinks that by defacing my superior eatery, he would render me too busy to concoct an ingenious plan to steal a secret formula. No, it's formula. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that he was capable of such a foul deed. Well, he wants his money. I thought it was something only a real lowlife like myself would do. Plankton! At least he owns it. Indeed, it was the very next thing I did do. I mean, he's honest. Points for honesty, right? I don't drive. That's fair. For my job, I kind of have to. It's not like I do DoorDash, but I do have to do a lot of driving for what I'm currently doing. It's not Uber either. I'm gonna threaten them with chum from the chum bucket. That might actually work, I'm gonna be honest. Supposedly, they have a SpongeBob-themed restaurant, and they have the chum bucket there, too. I don't know where, but wherever the SpongeBob-themed restaurant is, they do have a chum bucket with options there that are also pretty good, actually, from what I've seen from their menu. Chum is like fish guts. Chum is it's like chopped fish. It's basically so that the actual fish you want to catch get closer because they're going to come to the free food and snack on it. If you think about it, it's like the samples at Costco. I thought the chum in the show looked good. I like things on a stick. So you like corn dogs? Corn dogs, kebabs, skewers. Fallout 4 has a crispy squirrel bits. And what else is on a stick? I guess a lot of foods that are spit roasted are. I love corn dogs. I like corn dogs too, but only if you like dip them in ketchup. Because I'm weird like that. I like a lot of things with ketchup. I don't even like cocktail sauce. So when I have like fried shrimp or just like regular shrimp, I dip it in ketchup. Well, not regular shrimp. If it's fried, I usually put it in ketchup afterwards. Even mozzarella sticks. Don't judge me. Teriyaki chicken from Chinese buffets. Is that something you love, or is that on a stick? Because I don't think it is. Is teriyaki chicken on sticks? I thought it was like stir-fried. It's on a stick at the Chinese buffets, or all the Chinese buffets I've been to. I haven't been to a Chinese buffet in so long, I don't remember. But a lot of what I see that's teriyaki style is never on sticks, so I don't know. Slithlord Chad! Hi. I'm Timmy, and this is my friend Tim. Undertale reference. I've been saying that a lot for no reason recently. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up chicken. Unless you undercook it. Well, then the only thing you're messing is your stomach up with salmonella, so... Hi! Hoi! Don't forget my friend! Hi, I'm Bob. What a game. I have a Discord soundboard that's just Mettaton going, "Oh yes," when he reveals his form. I'm going to make out with Toby Radiation Fox. I mean, if you got the plush of the dog, then that's technically possible. Didn't he hurt his wrist and that's why Daltern's taking so long? How are you? I am good! How are you doing? I'm just trying to finish my coffee. There's not a lot left. I'll just finish it now. The specific chocolate that, chocolate. The specific coffee I have has chocolate undertones. So it's actually sweeter than normal. When I got it at the store, it just had a manatee on it. So I'm like, manatee coffee! And it turns out it was, like, really good. Especially with French vanilla creamer and a little bit of stevia thrown in there. Absolute slaps. I could have like 4 cups or 5 cups a day. But then again, I don't want to have a heart attack, so here we are. I don't think I want to make out with the dog version of him. That is fair. But the dog plushie is also technically not like a dog. How was your day? My day was good. I worked, and then I took a nap, and then I work tomorrow. I actually have a fair amount of stuff I have to do tomorrow. I love coffee, me too. Some coffee's better than others, though. Like, not all coffee is made equally. Ew, stevia. It tastes like wet grass clippings. Smell to me. I get the powder, so you're not supposed to, like, sniff it unless you think it's cocaine. And then you're just gonna, like, get basically, an alternative sweetener stuck in your nose. That's not fun. I'm gonna be honest here. Sometimes when I refill the shaker, a little bit, like, aerosolizes into the air. And I end up smelling it, and it's just like, oh, this smells like diabetes. Good thing it's technically sugar-free. I like my coffee extra creamy. I hear you there. I mean, a lot of people like their coffee when it's basically a milkshake. Let's be honest here. You know what I do when I'm out of ideas? Cocaine, and then I get a million ideas at once. You could also just drink a Monster. It's healthier. You want to know what I want to try that I haven't tried yet? And this is probably like a demonetizable, or Twitch fanable thing to say, but I want to try a Four Loko. I'm just genuinely concerned that that's going to actually, like, kill me. Because it's a depressant and a stimulant at the same time. I don't do cocaine, it's a quote. Okay, good. There are safer drugs out there, kids. Like plushies. At least that's reusable. And you get a lot of dopamine from hugging them, so... Good idea. I don't think Twitch cares right now. Why is that, like, the most based thing I have heard all day? Is marijuana a drug? Technically, it's classified as one, but it really shouldn't be, let's be honest. If me being on this earth long enough can get me alcohol, why the heck is marijuana, like, illegal? What's the worst it does? It's, oh no, it makes you hungry. It's not my drug of choice, but at the same time, it's like, why is it illegal? I like how this is the conversation we're having while I'm cleaning the chum bucket. I'm glad that it helps you with panic disorders. For me, I'm always, like, usually chill and relaxed, so I don't really need it for myself. If anything, the only thing I really need is, like, naps. I am often an EP princess. Plankton dabbles, so it's on theme. I thought he was just like a short king. I'm gonna be honest here. He certainly acts like a monarch. Doesn't he also have an AI girlfriend? Oh my god. Plankton is Elon Musk. Plankton, crabs, yeah. No! The worst part is that probably exists. I guarantee you that exists. Why is humanity like this? No, he's not. Plankton has a little bit of charisma, and Musk has negative. That is like the most true thing ever. I mean, seriously, there's nothing charismatic about going to an inauguration and then just like doing the fist thing or the hand thing that he was doing. You know the one. Like, bruh. I like yaoi, but if that yaoi was canon, it'd be doomed. Would it be doomed or cursed? Also, if you max out your friendship with characters in the Danganronpa series, you get their underwear as, like, a gift. for maxing out their social link. So that implies that everyone in the Danganronpa universe is bisexual. Which means that that is actually canon yaoi. Plankton also doesn't suck on orange juice straws. Huh? Wait, those exist? Why don't you just, like, juice the oranges and drink out of a glass like normal? Something about this whole thing seems counterintuitive. The joke was political because it's Elon Musk. Does he suck on orange juice straws? Because I actually did not know that. That is how much I follow him. I stopped using X because of him and went on Bluesky instead. The Questy. What is this pink stuff? Oh, that's chum. I thought it was like crab guts. Or like lobster guts or something. The Krusty Krab. He looks like an upside down N. The president is... That joke went over my head so far, you might as well have called it an airplane. To be fair, I don't think of him as an orange. I think of him as like a deformed Cheeto. I don't know what you said that triggered it, but you confused the Alexa device. Alexa, play Despacito. If I knew Spanish, I would start singing it on stream. But alas, I am monolingual. That's a phrase you haven't heard today. You're welcome. You know what? I'll get the underside of the shell first. Alexa, tell me a joke. Don't listen to Plankton. He's just gone and covered his own chump bucket in muck to try to look all innocent. So he has. So he defaced his own property? You must think I was spawned yesterday, were you? Well, that was quick. Despacito, come on, some Spanish words from Despacito. I don't know the words, but it's so slow that it's the only knowledge I have, so Despacito. I feel like that could almost be the lyrics, like, translated. Like, here's the thing. Yes, the song is slow. It's not like Spanish rap. But at the same time, if you don't know the language, even normal speaking sounds like it's fast. That's why when I see I speak to someone whose English is non-native, I speak a little bit slower and try to, like, use my hands to explain the word. In high school, I actually learned how to, like, how sentences in Spanish are supposed to be, like, constructed properly. So if I know the words, I can just make the sentence and put it together. So sometimes I'll just use short phrases and make sure that I'm using the right words. And it usually works. I was singing it while jotting down these lyrics. The crustaceous cheapskate. Is that going to be your competition to the Krusty Krab? You're going to call it the crustaceous cheapskate? That should be a skate park. A seafood themed skate park. Like Long John Silver's plus a skate park. Call it that. I got business ideas at the wazoo. People just need to take notes. Instead of ska or pop punk, the teens will be blasting tavern music and ye old pirate songs, singing what we will do with a drunk sailor. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Whaler in the morning. Actually, I haven't heard that song in forever. Wish I could have a job with a schedule like my brother's. Maybe my sanity wouldn't have been completely frayed. Got crazy hours then? He works 4 days a week. He has weekends off and a rotating weekday, so every month in Hellfish, he gets a 4-day weekend. I mean, I don't get that luxury, but I do get to work from home 3 days out of the week. If working from home sounds like a thing you want to do, IT is typically the field that lets you do that kind of stuff. That and I feel like web design. I see the outline of where the property starts. Honestly, if pirate metal makes a comeback in, like, the younger generation, I will be happy about that, though. Pirate metal and tavern music. My last job, I worked from home for half my hours. No idea why I was fired. The owner reached out to me like a decade later, but I ignored the email and then he died a month later, so I'll never know what he wanted. See, that's why I try not to ignore stuff. Even if I leave on bad terms, I'm still going to be like, okay, what does this company want with me? And just at least read what it is. Because I don't know, maybe they are like, oh, we found like a paycheck that you never deposited, and it's like, that's an extra $1,000. My curiosity would get the better of me, basically. Sad to hear that about your former boss, though. Web design, I love CSS, I love HTML, I love web design. I'm gonna say paragraph, I am super gay, and paragraph. CSS. That's cross-site scripting, right? Actually, one of my classes for my bachelor's degree was HTML5 coding. So if I had to get into web design, I probably could. I don't want to. It requires a little bit of like an artful mind, but I could. And I had to type up all that stuff into a notepad and all that. Cascading style sheet. Oh. See, I graduated with cybersecurity as my profession. So cross-site scripting is kind of like where my mind went with that. You have an artful mind. That's good. Because I don't. I kind of wish I had, like, better art than stick figures with polio. Oh, it's a dumpster. Does it have curse words? Barnacle head. Starfish rule. It's a Squidward thingamajig! It's a doodle! Look! Fred was here. Oh my god, they have handsome Squidward. They have handsome Squidward on this dumpster. Nematodes are people too. Fred was here. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formioli. And then the fun song. This dumpster has so much, like, so many references on it. And a jar of what looks like expired mayo. I'm leaving that for last because that's awesome. Please, CSS, I swear the table size is right. Just fit. Even though I apparently never took CSS, I get what you're referencing. I had that same issue in HTML5. Cross-site scripting is XSS. It is. But the word cross starts with a C. So I read it as such. I also never grew up celebrating Christmas, so the idea of X standing for things start with a C is kind of a more novel concept than most people. So yeah. Don't say swears, that's rude. I'm sorry. But you have to keep in mind, like... You have to keep in mind. Mr. Krabs is a barnacle head. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. Up the bubbles, down with air. Or up with bubbles, down with air. I mean, blowing bubbles is a one way of spreading happiness. I'm gonna be honest here. You know what I want to do? Run for political office, and then on my first day, just go down like the House or Senate floor, and then just blow bubbles, and then leave. I accomplished my job. If I did run for political office, I would actually do that, though. What did I say? Crab smells. How disrespectful. Saying stuff about our crabby boy. You know the name Patty is like a girl's name? So technically speaking, Mr. Krabs, if he got married, he could technically call Krabby Patty his wife. I don't know why Christmas is Xmas. It makes no sense. I don't know how to explain it, but you'd have to ask a theologian. What's covered in dirt, has one round leg, and likes hopping a lot? D's nuts got him. Because whatever it is, it just left. It was D's nuts. No, seriously, what is that? Never made sense to me, but I cheesed a spelling grade, or I cheesed a spelling quiz with it in 3rd grade. Wait, what's that in response to? I can't see which comment you're responding to. I want to respond to, but I can't. Mr. President, what do you think of the current economic crisis and fun? What are you going to do for the people that'll let us have fun? I'm going to nationalize the computer industry and make all RAM modules completely free. If only. I knew how to spell Christmas too, and the teacher knew it. I just want to see what would happen. Oh, if you spelled it as Xmas. I feel like that's a moment where you and the teacher would just kind of like give each other that look of I know and you know. And technically it's not wrong, so... Yay, Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. What's your idea? What's your idea? I'm not Mr. Krabs, but I'll pass the message on if I ever see him. Technically, he is paying us to clean his store and his competitor's store for some reason. So much of the malicious compliance I didn't disclose, mainly just to see what would happen. So you're a rule breaker. I was one of the boring kids who, like, always obey the rules. It actually became a running joke that, I was always the one to, like, obey the rules and not break them. And then as time passed, it became more chaotic. I don't remember what SpongeBob said after he sung in that immaculate chorus. Wait. What singing? I know what you're talking about. I don't hear SpongeBob. Oh, I have water here. Delicious. I didn't break any rules. Not alright, at least. I just broke the spirit of them. I feel like that's a lot of us. It's like the hole, if you run in the... They make like a rule that says no running in the holes. So instead you're jogging. Is that like the kind of rule breaking you did? No video games in class, so you just watch like movies that you had downloaded on your phone. I forgot I have short-term memory loss. I feel like a lot of us do. To be fair, I have more faith in Gen Z than millennials, because a lot of millennials, they were born from Gen X, and Gen X had like the whole thing where when they were growing up, they had like lead gasoline in the air, so a lot of it got in their bones, and that transferred into the babies. Which might explain why I have drain damage. I broke a lot of rules in school, not because I was rebellious or anything, but because I just didn't want to be there. You and a lot of people, let's be honest. I feel like school could be better if we just, like, improved it. Like, actually took a look and figured out why it's, like, something people try to avoid. Like, some people enjoy working, right? Some people actually enjoy what they do. Like myself. So they find fun in doing what they are doing. Why isn't it like that with school? So we need to look into that and do some R&D into making school better. So I totally hear what you're saying. And no running in the halls, what about skipping? Of course I say that when I'm burping. Thanks, water! But yeah, that's like... I see what you're saying now. You're kind of like trolling the rules a little bit. Which I respect. That only gets annoying when you're the one making the rules, though. That looks like a hot dog and a hamburger bun. I am Gen Z and I was abused by my elementary school teacher. I was held at school for my handwriting not being good enough. That's stupid! And the principal stood over me and made me on the verge of tears. No wonder she got fired. Good. From her old principal job. Where's the background checks? Background checks in this country, please. There's some people that need background checks to be parents. I'm going to be honest here. But no. We have other priorities like tax cuts for billionaires. Yeah. Some people should have been swallowed as kids. Every child deserves a parent. Not every parent deserves a child. That is completely... I can't argue. That is just based. That is the most base thing I've ever heard. Like, come on. Rectangle, square kind of thing. I get what you're saying, that, like, every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square. But you didn't even have to go that far. I totally got what you're saying. Like, some parents deserve to just, like, go die in a war. And then you have some kids that are like... I feel like a lot of kids with trauma are caused by their parents just not being, like, good enough. There's exceptions, but there's not a lot. A lot of us are products of our, like, of how we were raised. And if you didn't grow up in the way that you wanted, and you want to be a parent, you have a chance of making that happen. And raising your kids the way that you wanted to be raised. And that's how people improve. Sometimes I like to over-explain. I'm just passionate in these topics. I'm really happy to hear that. A lot of people, I feel like, don't have a lot of passion these days, and having something you're passionate about is... that's always good, and honestly, it's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's like, you have something you want to talk about, and that you can, and you have, like, a conviction for it. And that's really awesome. I got a hereditary mental illness thrown into the mix for me, too. Yeah, that's... I feel like we're getting better with gene therapy, so that actually could be a thing you could get rid of in future generations. I think we call it CRISPR. Nothing to do with deep frying your genetic sequence. Working Class Hero by John Lennon is the most relevant song of all time. It's relatable and what needed to be said. I'm gonna screen cap that because I'm gonna listen to that after the stream. And boop. Kinda cute? What? No, not me. Yes, you! Go blush harder in the corner. Patrick, you're a genius. Those dirt circles on the chum bucket are exactly the same as those left on our houses at Conch Street. Let's investigate. You can't go around being a big dirt heaving hopper without someone seeing something. Is that the brother to the hash-slinging slasher? He was standing there, menacingly! Fine, I'll blush hard in the corner. Exactly, that's what I thought. This chat can only handle so much adorableness. No, but really, but really, you don't have to go in the corner. You're good. Is there even a corner in chat? Like, I feel like chat's a circle. Both metaphorically and literally. Chat is the fourth wall. Chat is the ceiling. feel like it's kind of hard for chat to be the fourth wall if Twitch streamers are constantly interacting with them. You know? Because if we're allowed to interact with chat regularly, then that technically makes us all Deadpool. Speaking of, does anyone remember that game, Deadpool? Because I remember it came out, but I never played it. I could play it on stream. That could be an idea, like, just playing on stream one day. But I feel like Devil May Cry would probably be better. I think I played Devil May Cry 1 and 2, and then my computer wouldn't run 3 for whatever reason, and then I went to college, and then I couldn't play them. So the last time I played Devil May Cry 1 and 2 was forever ago, so I could just replay them. And actually pay attention to the story this time. Devil May Cry, I like that game. I think Dante is very cute in the Netflix series, but only season 1. I haven't seen the Netflix version. Is he cute the same way that Resident Evil 2's Leon is cute? Because holy cannoli, I want to know what Leon's skincare routine in the first, his first appearances. That, bro, he has such clear skin. I mean, I'm getting there myself, but like, dude. He's got that anime-inspired RTX on skin care. I don't know if that made sense, but we're going with it. I like messy hair, it gets me going. Yeah. So, Carlos from Resident Evil 3. Joker from Persona 5. I'm gonna say Strikers, because in that version he's at least 18. This robe is gonna be the enemy for getting this stuff cleaned up. I like Billy Joe Armstrong's messy hair. That bubble just no clip through the wall. I literally don't know who that is. Let me just... I'm gonna Google them. Billy Joe Armstrong. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, wait, he's the guitarist for Green Day. I know the band. I didn't recognize the name, though. That's the thing with me in music. I know the bands, I don't know the members. Mr. Green Day, Mr. D, you had the time to listen to me whine. Every punk and emo band ever. At least you're not singing about photographs that make you laugh, right? Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. God, that got memed so hard. I've even seen that being used in discussions, like political discussions, where people are like, look at this graph, and they use that, and they put like some sort of like factual graph in his hand. I'll admit, that was a pretty good meme at the time. At least you aren't curious to know what the heck was on Joey's head. I stopped asking questions a long time ago. At this point, as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're happy, I don't care. I read it versus Bluegraph. Like the series by, what's her faces? Rooster Teeth. Hey, Max! Welcome! We're power washing the Krusty Krab. Max Payne from hit game Max Payne. Like people in Persona 3 Reload. And even 5 Royal. Like naming their character John Persona. Instead of like Makoto or Yuki Makoto and Ren Amamiya. The restaurant needs a power wash. It does, and so did the chum bucket, but we already cleaned that off, so it's all chummy now. I'm punny. John Persona, CEO of Persona Corp. Yeah, right? Call us on the Orphonus. Or send us a letter. I can't think of one for Izanagi. Ah, the rope. It's Wednesday, my dudes. What the heck even is the animal that's in the meme? It looks like a canned frog, and I don't know how else to describe it other than that. And finally, the dumpster. It's a toad. Why is it so gray, though? It's like a freaking... It's like a corporate toad. I don't know what that means, but it makes sense to me. I thought it was Thursday most of the day. I wish it was Friday most of the week. And sometimes I wish it was Sunday most of the week, because then I could stream every day. Even if I streamed every day, I don't think I could actually hold it as a full-time job, though. One last look at the greatest meme of all time, Handsome Squidward. And now he's gone. The original video had a guy named Jimmy in a Spider-Man costume wearing swim goggles saying it's Wednesday, my dudes. I had to look that up, because honestly, I feel like memes have evolved so much, I don't even remember what the originals are. Like, most of my meme humor, when I was growing up was the Rage Face comics of the late 2000s and early 2010s. Like Bad Luck Brian and stuff. That was a lot of my humor. Squidward had to be erased. Some might say I had a rub Squidward. Pause. Wait, if the mail is in the dumpster, why am I bothering cleaning it? This game sometimes makes no sense. I don't like that shadow. It looks like it's still dirty. Speaking of Spider-Man, did you see the new Spider-Man trailer? I did not. I don't catch up with Spider-Man as much as I should. Like, I really should, and then I just don't. Oh, right, those. Balak Brian, overly attached girlfriend, philosopher raptor, those kind of things. Yeah, exactly. And the worst part is, I know exactly what each of those are. And can picture them in my head right now. To be fair, we grew up on the internet, so that makes sense. We're all highly knowledgeable about many things. More than we give ourselves credit for. But we always have room to learn. The only time you stop learning about something is when you think you know everything about it. There's a little bit of wisdom for you. Always strive to learn more. If you're scared of bees, that probably is terrifying. Can't believe I missed that spot. In case you're wondering, by the way, I made the dirt white when I hit tab. Because I can make a bunch of cum jokes about it. Where the heck is this one dirty? Employee of the month. Complete the Krusty Krab job. Water break. Ah. Sweet mother of... The mother of pearl. Oh yeah, because his daughter's name is Pearl. You've saved the day, so you have. And just in time for opening hour. Who the heck is Pearl's mother? I'll pay us straight away. Or I'll pays you straight away. So don't worry about money. I've already taken out of Squidward's wages. Poor Squidward. Say, you haven't seen me cook, have you? Young SpongeBob's gone missing and these patties aren't going to flip themselves. Sounds like a skill issue. Maybe have Plankton build you a robot. I don't know. Oh, we get to do the patty wagon. Fish paste. Is that supposed to be like post haste? The muck spreader struck again last night. This time it's hit Mr. Krabs' patty wagon. It's just a burger on wheels. It's Meals on Wheels. No one's seen a filthy hopper anywhere, so it looks like we're back to square one. My friend, Sandy Cheeks, is coming over to help me investigate. She's the smartest aquanautic squirrel I know. How does he know that word? Together we'll get to the bottom of all this. Let's split up. We'll search for clues in the dirt, and you wash it all away with your shouty water cannon. Calling it shouty's certainly a phrase. SpongeBob is an ogre and confirmed. Holy mackerel! SpongeBob said things were messy, but this here is muckier than a mad moose in a marsh. Sandy, can you speak English, please? Anyhow, don't mind me. I'm just gonna quietly go about my detecting business. I forget, does Sandy like alliteration? We're looking for the three M's. Means, motive, and opportunity. Opportunity. That's a good one, that's a good one. She speaks Texas. But first, the crime scene itself. To go. I like to go. If that's actual Texas or Texan, then it's not a real language. I'm sorry. And the wheels are pickles. That's gross. The patty has mold on it. I missed some dirt on the to go. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I could have sworn it dinged. Wow, already 20% done. Looks like some kind of spontaneous certification. Certification. Ow! None of its surroundings are affected, just the wagon itself. Exactly like a Conch Street, the Krusty Krab, and the Chum Bucket. Did someone say Texas? I mean, in a technical sense, I did. Okay, then! The dirty ubbler. Bubbler. I'm going to follow you on Bluesky and cast a support spell. Thank you. I mean, I'm probably gonna, like, go after either this or the next one, though. Because I have to get up for work tomorrow. I have to get up in... 8 hours, and I'm still streaming. I mean, it's already a miracle if I can get 6 hours of sleep, so... I might set an early alarm so I can take a shower, though. No. But I do appreciate it. Bubble. Bubble. It's almost like they've been repeatedly pecked at by some mysterious and hostile beast of the deep. Cthulhu? Whatever did this has one almighty mouth on its hands, or shall I say its face? Yes, Annie, the mouth is connected to the face. Or face is! Oh, look, it's a cockpit. Grilled seats! That's actually what it's called. Okay. Could it be the Plankton Army? Hello. But Plankton's only interested in the secret Krabby Patty formula. He should make his own recipe. Is there anyone or anything who would have such a vendetta against so many people? Barnacle Boy? And who could pull off such a stunt without anyone noticing? There's only one I know who has the viciousness, the speed, the guile, and the diameter to do such a thing. I specifically tried to clean before she was done with her texts, so that I would get a follow-up right away. It's got to be the hash singing slasher. Is it the hash singing slasher? Don't you triple dot me! Give me an answer! One minute, I need to recharge my device. In the time it took you to put ... 2 times, you could have texted me the answer. Sandy is gonna drive me nuts. Alrighty, I followed there and I'm now gonna head to bed. It's been fun talking to you, and I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you. I hope to see you in the future. And you sleep well. The phrase cheese cleaned is so wrong. would you prefer your cheese dirty? Isn't cheese technically dirty because it's made by, like, mold? It's made by bacteria. Like fermenting milk. Or cream or something. So if we're getting into the semantics of cheese hygiene, I'm thinking primarily of blue cheese. Blue cheese is like the pinnacle of what happens when you mold, basically like normal cheese or cream, and then you just like let it create like a marbling, quote unquote, in the cheese. The moldiest of cheese. Yeah, you need to be a real cheese connoisseur. A cheese-a-sewer, if you will, to appreciate the blue cheese. It's like dry-aged tuna. I don't even like regular tuna, so... I guess it got me beat in the tuna department there. The gear transmission stick is a freaking soda cup. Gosh, that stick good. I mean, I'm polishing all the things I see that are mucky. That includes sticks and buns. Oh my god, I didn't even notice you could open the hood. I don't know how I feel about the engine being a deep fryer. It's greasy in there. Why do you think I'm power washing it? It looks like there's like a puddle of water going across the board. The floorboard. I like how this engine is supposed to basically be a twin turbo V8. Or the equivalent of one. At least it looks like it from my from my perspective. It might just be a regular turboed V8. But it's definitely got like, it's supposed to be like an 8-cylinder engine. Twin baskets for maximum orders. I like to imagine that the inside joke is that it's like twin baskets for maximum odors. Because emissions and stuff. I mean, it looks pretty clean to me. We just have brake lights now and a few other things. We got the flag, we got the flagpole, we got the spatula. Steering wheel and the gear stick mount. Yay! Feast your eyes, complete the paddy wagon job. I like how I just vanished from view. Jumping jellyfish! That's the paddy wagon, alright. By the way, did Cindy tell you that she's cracked the case? For calling in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, they're the only ones who could stop the grubby fiend. Could also be that ghost ship captain dude. I think we have enough time to clean this up and then I'll call it for the stream. Mermaid Man! There is evil afoot. Evil! But it's no foot, amigo. It's a bubble. A dirty, dirty bubble. Why is the second one capitalized? And he's been painting the whole town brown. He's been pooping everywhere. We've tracked him to the jellyfish fishes. Jellyfield fishes. No, wait. The jellyfish fields. You're making me dyslexic now. But he's cornered us. And I don't think a round thing could do that. Finally, he sucked us, in with his awesome surface tension. We managed to pry our way out of with Barnacle Boy's rough, rock-eating tongue. But the invisible boatmobile is a wreck. It's covered in every type of gunk you'd find at an all-you-can-eat if you were a clam. Barnacle Boy says you have some kind of squirter that you pressure into working for you. I respect that. Also, pause on that phrase. Some kind of squirter that you pressure into working for you. There's a character literally named the Dirty Bubble. That is such a SpongeBob thing to do. Sandy Cheeks was right. He gave chase to the Dirty Bubble, hightailing it away from the paddy wagon with a big filthy grin on his face. As if he could have any other kind of grin. I got distracted by the jellyfish. I didn't know it was invisible. This will make cleaning it a breeze. Don't worry, kiddo. We're gonna wipe that big dirty grin clean off that dirty bubble. Just as soon as we've wiped on our shoes. The mud's deep here, and I don't like it one bit. It is the invisible boatmobile. You know what's crazy is I never got to watch enough SpongeBob to remember that. We spotted him, bobbing evilly north. How does one bobble evilly? Wait a minute, do you realize what's north of here? The nuclear grill factory? Oh. Is here a hideout? I have no sense of direction. I don't know, I just work here. Barnacle boy that says due north is the Goo Lagoon. At least it's not the Goon Lagoon. Got him. Gen Alpha brain rot, SpongeBob. But I don't care who's do what. If the dirty bubble makes it that far, we can all kiss goodbye to at least 7 colors of the rainbow. Wait, why? I now have a headcanon that he's trying to get rid of Pride Month. Are these jellyfish... All these jellyfish are really testing our supply of antihistamines. That's a big word from Barnacle Boy. And Mermaid Man already has a rash from being inside the dirty bubble. That sounds like an STD. We're having to apply a real pharmaceutical matrix out here. I imagine you do. The bubble is going to ruin the Lagooner. In order to catch up, we have to gritty up to him. You know what's great? It's getting harder and harder to see exactly what I'm supposed to clean. Because I don't know, I don't have object permanence here. I might have to actually get these highlighted because I can't see where the heck they are. Yay! Oh, and I couldn't even see what I was doing half the time. I made it even harder to see. By the sleeve of Neptune, you've done it! The invisible Bowmobile looks fantastic. I assume. It's so good to not see it again. Yeah, right. Now get a load of this news. It'll blow your fins off. We finally apprehended the dirty Bubble. Caught him in the act. The act of evil. Open-mouthed he was. And inches away from Goo Lagoon. Can you imagine? You know, you could take this paragraph and just blot out some words and make it say some really heinous stuff. I can't. I have no visual imagination. But when you get inside the mind of a criminal, you don't need it. You can guess their every move. And we've got inside more than his mind. We've got inside his very being. Pause. We're headed to the Murmelair now, where he can be safely incarcerated. I almost said Tartarus. To the Murmelair, Barnacle Boy. Which is going to be our next location. Oh! But that's going to have to wait for next time. I gotta go take a shower in a little bit. And get ready for work. Join me next week when we do the Murmelair. And join me Sunday when we get killed in Dark Souls multiple times. Because we all know that's going to happen. Yeah, there's always next week. I got important stuff to do. I have to be an adult. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be more insane when we play Dark Souls. Because I'll be fighting some bosses for the first time. I know in some of the games, or if not all of them, there's, what's it called? There's, like, at least 2 bosses that you have to fight at the same time. Kind of like when I had to fight the Godskin, I think it's called the Godskin Apostles. The 2 that we had to fight in Elden Ring. But, like, that's kind of all over the place in Dark Souls. So that's gonna be fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go shower. Thanks for watching, everyone, and joining and stuff. It's appreciated. Losing my voice over here. I'm gonna take some NyQuil and go to sleep after I shower. Y'all take care, and I'll see you hopefully on the weekend. Sleep well. Take care of yourselves. Drink some water. And have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye. Food idea. A hamburger or a cheeseburger, but the meat is made out of lobster. An actual lobster patty with a Krabby Patty made of crab meat being another option. If anyone makes that, patent me for that.